Hi, I'm Donna McMahon. Thank you for joining me while I create a pastel portrait of my lovely model. This is a speeded up version so you can see the full process. This normally takes maybe 20-30 minutes to complete. While she's enjoying a DVD, I begin on the drawing. This will be a side view or profile. After applying a basic skin tone on the paper, I draw the head. I began the drawing with her head tilted slightly forward, even though she'll be moving some as we proceed through the portrait. I'll continue with that first pose. I'm drawing with light feathery strokes so that I can go back if necessary and make any changes, outlining the eyes and the outside of the nose. An eyebrow needs to be very light with the child. Some cheek there, and working up towards the hair. This is just a preliminary outline of the hair. I can go back throughout the portrait and add or correct as necessary. This is kind of a continuous process of refinement. Drawing the back of the hair. Now I'm actually expanding it a little bit. Now I'm adding some dark shading, which will create the darker areas and some shadow. Creating shading down below along the nose line and creating dimension in the cheek area. Adding a little pink. I'm making slight corrections as I go along. Smoothing and refining. Now I begin the detail work, starting with the eye area. I'm using pastel pencils for the detail work. Detail there. I also continue smoothing and blending the skin tones as I go along. A little more depth and shadow there. A little more definition in the eye area. The mouth color comes next, being careful to keep the natural look of a child's lips. A little more smoothing. Adding a little more color, a little more definition. I begin the hair with some warm highlights. Then use the medium brown. That's the basic color of her hair. Working around the bow. Now I'm adding a darker brown to create separate hair strands and darker areas. That creates create some more dimension to the hair. Now I'm doing some blending of the bangs and the hair, smoothing it out. I continue the refining process in different areas. A little more shading in there, a little more definition. Some shadow where the hair hits the side of the face. Some more color. The clothes come last. Here I began with the roses, since the rest of her dress will be too dark to add the roses on top later. They just won't show up as well if I color them on top of the black. As I go along, I'm allowing lighter and darker blacks to create shapes and shadows, as the sun would do if it was hitting the front of the body. And color in the black bow. Add some more color to the dress. Blend some of the shadows. A little more color on the face. Adding some more darks to the hair. A little more color here and there in the hair. Some highlights to the eye and the lips. A little more definition. I finish up the background with flesh tones. Then I smooth that out. Blending that a little bit more. Couple different tones in the background. Smoothing it out. I'm applying finishing touches to complete the portrait and create a more lifelike effect. And we are done. I hope you've enjoyed this product demonstration.